MBC. Again, we're really glad you could join us today. My name is Jim Wader, and I'm the president of the board of directors of Volunteer MBC. Before we get started, I've got some technical housekeeping items to share with you. Please begin by typing your full name and organization in the chat box so that we can accurately include you in our minutes today. This meeting is being recorded and will be shared afterward. We have a lot of people joining us today, as you can see, so we've muted participant lines to reduce noise disruption. If you experience any issues during our meeting today, you can email Marina Campos, so that's mcampos, C-A-M-P-O-S, at volunteermbc.org, or call our office at 905-238-2622. Okay. Let's begin by reflecting on our personal commitments to truth and reconciliation. I'd like to invite Volunteer MBC's Director of Community Development, Sean Abbasi, to the virtual stage. Sean?
Thank you, Jim. Hello, everyone. I want to start by acknowledging that I'm a settler on this land, on the treaty lands and territory of Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. I'm very grateful to work on this land, be able to be part of Volunteer MBC, be a volunteer on this land. It's my personal commitment to continue to learn, and it's our collective commitment as an organization to learn about the history and ongoing harms against Indigenous peoples of Canada and strive to make a positive difference and work in collaboration with them toward a better future. And for thousands of years, Indigenous peoples have inhabited and cared for this land, in particular, the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Ojibwe-Chippewa peoples, the land that is home to the Métis, and of course the Inuit, and most recently the territory of Mississauga of the Credit First Nation, who are direct descendants of Mississauga of the Credit. So certainly, we're thoughtful about that in all of our work, and I also encourage folks to check out the following links on the screen: native-land.ca, where you can learn about the territories and unceded territory, as well as the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations website. So thank you, and back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Sean. It's my pleasure to call this meeting to order. Marina Campos, Volunteer MBC's Director of Operations, is our official AMM clerk today. We need 10 people present to reach quorum and start the meeting. Marina, can you confirm that we have reached quorum, please?
Yes, Jim, we have 15 voting members in the House.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Gerard Michaud is our board secretary and will be recording minutes. For voting members, to make a motion or second a motion, please use the chat function on the right side of the screen and type "I move" or "I second" and include your full name and organization if you're calling in. Or if you are calling in, unmute yourself, identify yourself, and speak, please. We will then ask you to vote in favor, oppose, or abstain. This year, we will be using the polling function of Microsoft Teams to facilitate our voting. If you're joining by phone or otherwise are unable to respond in the poll, you may unmute yourself and speak or use the chat box to vote. We receive the results identifying how each person voted for our records, which will be added to the minutes. Voting members include Volunteer MBC members who are active members between January 1st, 2023 and December 31st, 2023.
While Jim is frozen, I'm not able to use the chat. Are other people able to use the chat?
Yes, but
okay. It says Deb Watch was removed from chat.
Oh, okay. Sean, maybe. Yeah, most.
I'll try to troubleshoot that in the meantime. Let me see.
Jim, you cut out for a minute. Can you just maybe continue?
You bet.
Or you have to off. Yeah.
Voting members also include the current board of directors for Volunteer MBC in-house active volunteers, and honorary lifetime members. Voting members are eligible to vote on any motions and resolutions brought forward at today's annual members meeting. Please note that there is only one vote per member organization. So I think we're going to activate a test poll as an example. Oh, and here's, oh my, interesting. Can everyone see the poll? We're going to try this out. Who will win, Bruins or Maple Leafs? Well, isn't that a timely and somewhat sensitive subject? So
Oh,
I know.
interesting.
So yes, very interesting. Oh boy. Okay, so let's give this a shot. You can make your selection and
Sean,
submit
I
it.
can't see that either. So something's going wrong. It's Deb Watch.
Deb, maybe try exiting and rejoining. I don't think that there's anything specific, or you can also try joining in your browser.
Sean, I too can see the poll.
Okay. Are other people also not seeing the poll?
I can't see the poll.
I think I
can see.
the number of people who have responded to the poll, Sean, I think most can, but some cannot. There's 13 responses in the poll.
We can also have people respond to any of the motions in the chat.
Okay.
As long as the item that's being moved will be on the screen, as well as Jim will be reading it out. Jim, are you still there?
Jim's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen again. Oh dear. Wonder why that's happening.
It might be the internet
Green,
connectivity.
Green, do you want to fill in for a little bit?
Yeah, I can certainly do that. And then when Jim gets back on, we can. It looks like Vishal got kicked out too. Okay, so we're going to review the agenda. Approval of the 2023 AGM minutes, the presentation of the 2023 annual report, the approval of the financials for 2023, the approval of the bylaw amendments, going to get to meet our new board of directors, and then we'll have a special presentation, the ocean in a drop, and we're hoping to close around 1:15. Jim's not still frozen, Jim?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm back.
Okay, so
Jim's
can you
back.
take it from here, Jim?
Jim, if you want to just switch off your video if your internet is having trouble, maybe that will help conserve the bandwidth.
Maybe.
Thanks, Fennel.
But you're okay now, right?
I'm okay now.
So you're going to ask for the motion?
Yeah, we have a motion to approve the meeting agenda as it stands, please.
Susan?
Thank you. And a seconder, please.
Gerard Michel. Okay.
Thank you. So this is the first item we must vote on today. We will launch the poll now, as hopefully many of you can see. You can vote in favor, opposed, or you can abstain. Please vote in the poll on screen, but if you're unable to, you can use the chat or unmute yourself to speak.
And this is for members only, right, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
Correct, yes. Thank you,
Okay.
Marina.
Thank you.
Okay. It looks like we Our motion was carried. Excellent. Now let's move on to the 2023 AGM minutes. Those were sent via email to members for your review. May I have a motion to approve the 2023 AGM minutes, please? I see Susan.
Not too sure. Susan, are you you've made a motion now, or was your hand up previously? And hear you, Susan, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was previously up, but I can second it or put it on the floor.
Okay, thank you.
And a seconder, please.
Chat. Fennel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fennel has seconded.
Okay. Time for another vote to approve our 2023 AGM minutes. Please vote in favor, opposed, or abstain. And submit your vote either in the poll or in the chat. Okay. Terrific. Very good. Now, carried. Thank you. Thank you, Marina. Now I believe we're moving on to our annual report. As you know, 2023 was a year full of activity and growth. It was a time of adversity and resilience. I'd now like to invite Corrine Strong, Executive Director of Volunteer MBC, to share some of the highlights of our 2023 annual report. Corrine?
Thank you, Jim. Our theme of synergy and symbiosis is inspired by how we collaborated, combined, and co-created with this community, with all of you that are with us virtually today, and many more. The Volunteer MBC team and its family of not-for-profit members have been active in our vision of improving lives through volunteerism. We'll be sharing a link to the 2023 annual report in the chat and also on our website so that you can review at your convenience. But here's just a quick run through of some of our achievements. With the strength of our volunteer outreach ambassadors, we had strong digital activity this year or this past year, and the consistent efforts of our referral team. We made an estimated 24,000 volunteer referrals in 23. That is an 8% increase over 22, and that's encouraging. But the truth is that we still have a long way to go to reach the 30,000 plus pre-pandemic numbers. We had many new volunteer profiles created, so the interest is definitely there from the community. And once again, youth were the largest cohort by far who are looking for volunteer opportunities. We did see a slow resurgence of social profits that wanted to re-engage volunteers, but they still lack some of the capacity. And we know that the pandemic really disrupted so many engagement pathways, displaced staff at our member organizations, and they're still fighting their way back. But our commitment at Volunteer MBC is that we're there to support our members, offering lots of help to reimagine their volunteer programs, to adapt their volunteer roles to the new volunteer, because the volunteer today is definitely not the volunteer that you engaged prior to COVID. Every match made is one more piece of the network that helps to create the communities that we all want to build and also that we want to live in. Our community engagement remained a focus, and we introduced our VX Virtual Volunteer Expo. It's a virtual reality experience where our member organizations set up a booth and they can chat with our clients seeking volunteer opportunities. We have one coming up, another one coming up, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. Our Savvy program held intergenerational conversation circles where youth and seniors did some creative activities together and discussed how to tackle social issues together, how to support many of our member organizations with their volunteer efforts. Our newest program, Invert, involved a series of trainings for youth so that they can be supported to generate effective volunteer opportunities and positions for their youth-led groups, which eventually other youth can join. And that's basically, we did that because some of our members don't always have youth-focused opportunities. So we focused on bringing newcomers and racialized youth into this program, and it worked out very well. We also have our Hearts and Minds research project that we're working on together with Sheridan College. And you can read more about it in our annual report, but we are working on removing barriers for the Indigenous youth and also for Black youth to meaningfully engage in volunteer roles with member organizations. During 2023, we also made quite a few changes on how we offer learning by placing more of a focus on webinars, conversations, and customized learning. We rebuilt the curriculum, and we also offered a lot of volunteering management consulting and engaged new subject matter experts as facilitators.
Now I'm going to eat here.
I think if somebody can just mute themselves, that would be great. Capping Q2 with a blockbuster, the 2023 Voskers marked our flagship event's return to an in-person format at Cineplex Cinemas in Mississauga's The Movie Theater. We invited our member organizations to submit nominations of all their outstanding volunteers in many different categories, and we engaged a judging committee of senior leaders of volunteers from local community service organizations. We received over 60 nominees, and they were all recognized at the event with medals. There was a lot of fun and games and a really nice dinner and the green carpet treatment for the volunteers. Several of the nominees became award recipients, and the event was covered by local news and across social media. I would now like to take a moment, because aside from the awards, we always love to tell the story of outstanding volunteers and how volunteerism has impacted them. And Sudeep is an incredible volunteer, and he has been on our finance committee for many years, and he is also a monthly supporter of Volunteer MBC. So Sean, if we can just hear Sudeep's story, that would be great.
The thing is that when I landed here in Canada, means it was a totally new country for me. So although my friends and relatives were there to help me out day-to-day grocery and other things, but at the same time, I wanted a job in my field. So what I did, somebody referred me to a government-funded non-profit organization who are helping the newcomers. They are giving training regarding the workplace culture, getting you job ready. So I am from finance and accounting field. So I felt that getting in touch with that organization. So they helped me out in getting the networks, getting the mentors for me. They trained me on the financial packages that are being used over here. So I felt overwhelmed, okay, if they are doing so much for me, so someday if I get settled on better, why can't I give back to the community? So that inspired me to once I got settled down with my life in Canada, I got in touch with Volunteer MBC, and I applied for the position as a volunteering in finance and accounting, and I was selected as a finance committee member. It was a whole process. It's not like volunteering means you just come over and start volunteering, but they interviewed me properly. They see that if I have the qualities to contribute in that field or not, or if I need any training. So that is how I got in touch with Volunteer MBC, and I'm still volunteering. So it gives me a lot of happiness. Means when I see that, okay, my skills and contributions are changing others' lives. So it gives me ample satisfaction. When I was moving to Canada, I already had my relatives over here, my friends over here. Few of them who came here a few years before I came here. So they told me
Sean?
about this region.
It's repeating.
It's looping.
It comes to this.
It's looping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
So Sudeep is an incredible individual, but there's stories of so many more. And I'm sure our members have all those volunteers in their respective organizations. So we always encourage our members to share those stories, because those stories are the best way to encourage additional volunteers to join your organization. So in this year's annual report, we covered a little bit from each of our four core service areas, but there's so many more aspects to our work, especially our collaborative efforts with our member organizations. And the best way to know more about all the other important work that we do is to follow us on social media. I encourage everyone to go through the report, which we have strived to make an easy read for you. And the connections are clearly there. That's synergy. And we really depend on all of you to help make those waves. The way you depended on us, that's symbiosis. Back to you, Jim.
Thanks, Corrine. So many inspiring moments, and it's great to hear from Sudeep, and such significant impact last year. All fantastic to hear, Corrine. Thank you. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the 2023 annual report, please. Do I have a motion?
Okay, Jim, I'm just gonna interject here. There's somebody who's got their hand up. I'm not able to say who that is, but the little icon of the hand has been up for a while. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. All right, now we can make the motion.
A seconder, please.
Myrna has seconded in the
Terrific.
chat.
Thank you. Great. I'd like now to call a vote, please, on our 2023 annual report. Will we be polling this one? Here we go. In favor? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Please select your vote and submit, please. Okay. It would appear that motion is carried. Is that correct, Marina?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So now I believe we are on to the best part of my role is sharing a fun fact. Is that, Sean, are we moving on to fun facts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fun fact, and this is a fun fact. Clownfish seek shelter within the tentacles of sea anemones, which provide protection from predators. In return, the clownfish attract prey for the anemone by luring them with their vibrant colors. This symbiotic partnership shows the interdependence between two species in maintaining a balanced marine ecosystem. That is a fun fact and very interesting. Thank you. Okay. Now, still a fun fact. I'd like to introduce Finial Sangvi, our amazing board treasurer and chair of our finance committee. We're grateful, Finial, for your expertise, and he will now present our auditor's report and 2023 financial statements for Volunteer MBC, share highlights from our financial story. The financial statement has also been shared ahead by email and on the web. So Fennel, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Jim, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present the 2023 financial statements, which have been audited by Clarkson Rubel LLP. I want to start off with stating a summary that we have been issued a clean audit opinion, with the only qualification is the industry standard qualification around charity donations, cash donations. Sean, if you want to just go to the second page of that. Yeah. So because it's like very standard among not-for-profit charities where auditors are not able to uh, verify the completeness of cash donations. But apart from that, we have been issued a clean opinion. Shall I even go to the next slide, please? So I'd just like to give a background that as a preface to the financial statements, our volunteer MBC's vision is always to improve lives through volunteerism, fueling purposeful connections between people and respond to most pressing social issues in the community. And to achieve and deliver this vision, the management team endeavors to ensure that the working capital and the membership funds are put to a wonderful use, and it serves the communities we serve. I would also like to commend the team for the hard work in steering past this difficult year and having a very improved performance compared to previous year. So as you see in the balance sheet statement in front of you, we had an increase in net asset balance by around $329,000. This liquidity is contributed to two reasons. One, in 2022, there was a change in the way we received funding from many of the provincial funds and for government, where the funding rather than upfront came in piecemeal basis. This resulted in funds coming end of last year and early this 2023, and an overall increase in revenue help contribute to a higher liquidity and thereby helping in increasing our balances. And because of this thing, we were able to pay off the SEBA loan before the year end without impacting our reserves. Sean, if you'd like to go to the second page, please. Yeah, thank you. So again, as I mentioned, we had a reasonably successful year compared to previous year, of course, where the revenue numbers had an increase compared to previous year by 155K, which is around 28% increase. Predominantly, it was a wonderful effort, and we were able to gather around $90,000 increase in the federal, provincial, and regional funding. We received around more than $60,000 from our core programs, higher amount for memberships, learning center, fundraising events, and campaigns. We had a bit of dip from foundations and United Way, and a little minor increase of around $10,000 from the cities of Mississauga, Brampton, Town of Caledon funding, but overall helping us increase the revenue. And also if remember last year, we had a negative unrealized loss because of mark-to-market numbers, the way accounting is done for our investments, which turn around completely in the opposite way, helping sway the numbers by $80,000 on a year-to-year variation basis. And this, again, just as a background, these investments are debt instruments, so we are assured of getting backup principal. but the accounting adjustments make it volatile. And in terms of expenses are fairly consistent with the and are directly correlated to the income and the grants we receive. And I think we have a reasonably good pipeline, which is reflected from a deferred revenue where we have received funding to ready to be deployed early this year. And I would just like to conclude this by saying that uh, the demand for our programming across not-for-profit sector is growing day by day. We, Karine and team continue to refresh the programs, services to address the most pressing social issues. The virtual platform is a example of how Karine and team have been implementing the change and helping our members in a more effective manner. We, as Karine had mentioned earlier, we have 24,000 plus hours referred, but on a year-to-year basis, the rate of increase of volunteering has reduced, and there's a declining in general fundraising momentum due to the economic challenges which we face in the country. Amidst this, we would continue to engage our members and our supporters to create this meaningful experiences, invest in our long-term connections, and hope we can sustain and grow together. And that's it from me. Is there a hand someone wants to talk?
Fennel, if you can make the motion, right?
Yeah. No, there was a hand raised, an unknown user.
No, that hand has
It's
been
been
raised
there.
from
okay.
the beginning. Yeah, and
Oh,
I'm unable
okay.
to say who it is
Hmm.
because this, yeah.
Sure, no problem. I'll raise a motion. Okay, so may I have a motion to accept the 2023 financial statements as presented? Lee is in favor and seconded.
Okay, so
Myrna,
yeah. Myrna approved, Shelley seconded, Lee in favor.
okay. So can I have the call for vote?
Carried. We're good.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So I guess the motion is passed by majority. I guess it's one abstinence.
Mhm.
Okay. Also, can I have a motion to engage Clarkson Rubel LLP as volunteer MBC auditors for the ensuing year?
We have Lee.
Lee has approved. Yeah.
And can I have a second, please?
Deb Watch has
Okay,
seconded
Deb
the
is on.
motion.
Yep. And I guess the poll is on.
%, 11
Okay.
voted. Yeah.
Okay, so the motion is passed by majority. Thank you, everyone. And back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Fennel, and thank you for your continued focus of effort, hard work, and thanks to the Finance Committee as well. That was very thorough and informative. Much appreciated. Now we're going to move on to bylaw amendments. The 2023 bylaw amendments to conform with ONCA regulations were sent via email to our members for your review. I'm now going to ask for a motion to approve the revised bylaws, please. If I could get a motion. Are you seeing anything, Marina?
Yeah, Myrna,
Okay,
Myr-
and a seconder,
Myrna
please.
and Shelley.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. And now we'll call a vote on this motion, please. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Please submit your vote. It appears that that was carried. Is that correct, Marina?
Yes, 100%. 9 voted and 10 voted. So in favor, carried.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. And let's see, I think oh yes, we're moving on to a quiz. This is the second best part of my job, my role at Volunteer MBC. We have a trivia quiz, a trivia question to test your knowledge of life under the sea. Gobies are small fish that live near the seafloor. Which species do they often buddy up with? Gobies are small fish. Okay, so you get to vote on this. So we have the choice: sea turtle, royal seahorse, pistol shrimp, the old mimic octopus, of course. Okay, so please cast your vote and we'll see where this shakes out. Wow. Aha. 64%. Yes, the pistol shrimp, the old pistol shrimp. The goby and shrimp often stay close together. They share burrows and hide, and the shrimp will rely on the goby's chemical cues to know when to hide from predators. Very cool. Another amazing example of synergy, I guess. Yes, wonderful. Okay. So, let's see. I've witnessed symbiosis and synergy firsthand while working with our incredible board team. So now we're going to discuss our board of directors. We'll have some words from our intrepid, outgoing board vice president, who I have had the pleasure to collaborate with in joint leadership for the past 6 years. Has it really been 6 years, Serena? I think it has.
It has been 6 years.
Okay. So Serena, I will turn it over to you. We're patching you in from somewhere downtown, I believe, but over to you, Serena.
Live from downtown Toronto. Sound check. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jim, and good afternoon, everyone. I will start by updating you on our board terms and composition. Amongst the directors who have completed the maximum 3 terms as a director is Jim Waiter. The directors discussed the current need to provide continuity in the president's office for another year. We asked Jim to serve another year as president, followed by a year in the role of past president to support the new incoming president, and Jim has agreed. Pursuant to the section 4.2b of the bylaw, the board passed a motion to increase the maximum to a 4th term for Jim. There was a similar provision in the old bylaw. There are 5 open positions on the board. We received 4 expressions of interest to serve on the board. Based on our skills matrix with a focus on equity, diversity, and inclusion lens. We assessed the gaps and conducted inquiries, and the selection committee interviewed the candidates. The board passed motions recommending the candidates to membership. The candidates for the positions as directors of Volunteer MBC are as follows. Jim Waiter, who needs no introduction and has brought a world of senior leadership experience from both the for-profit and social profit sectors. Shagun Malhotra, she is a relationship manager, not-for-profit and commercial markets, bringing extensive banking and fund development expertise. Arvind Krishendol, he is a not-for-profit settlement program manager and has a leadership role with the Metamorphosis Network. He brings extensive policy and advocacy experience. Ann Urich brings years of HR experience and is a past corporate HR director and now an HR consultant. And Inderjeet Bega, who brings extensive finance experience as a senior commercial account manager with a major bank. Since there are 5 candidates and the 5 openings, there is no need for an election at this time. I move that the candidates be acclimated as directors of Volunteer MBC. May I have a seconder? And I'm not seeing the screen share here, Sean, so if you could kindly guide me through.
Shelley Ives from Caledon Parentchild has seconded, along with Myrna.
Thank you, Marina. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Marina, are we okay on all 3 fronts?
Yes, the polls are still coming in, the responses. Yeah, we've got 12 responses, 100%.
Fantastic. The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
As Jim mentioned, it has been 6 years since I first interacted with VMBC. And upon that first interaction, I was looking to serve with an organization which helped the community directly, one where I could see, feel, and be a part of a positive impact. Within a few short minutes, in speaking with Marina and Corrine, I knew I found my volunteer home with VMBC. And I knew that I landed with an organization dedicated to improving the lives of those in our community, and that volunteerism was the way to achieve this. I very quickly realized that this was an organization which was ahead of its time, where diversity, equity, and inclusion were at the core of everything VMBC was doing, where staff and volunteers bonded like family around VMBC's mission and vision to connect the community and improve lives through volunteerism. I truly cannot imagine our community without VMBC. And in fact, it does frighten me a little to consider how many needs would not have gone unmet without VMBC's volunteer programming, referral services, and outreach. And for that, I'm very thankful. Joining VMBC in 2018, I joined at a time where the 10th anniversary was being celebrated, and we initiated a charter of volunteerism. What a source of pride that was. What followed is an impressive list of programs and services, including referral services, volunteer programming engaging youth, seniors, newcomers, to serve the most vulnerable in our communities. Programs such as Step Up, Youth Lead, Ovation, and Savvy, just to name a few. And I know Corrine shared a number of the programs and successes earlier. When the pandemic hit, VMBC continued to serve the community, swiftly shifting from to a virtual role during this pandemic, continuing to deliver on the needs of the most vulnerable in our community yet again, with programming to address now social isolation. Meals continued to be delivered, masks continued to be made, 28,000 meals and over 6,000 masks to be precise. And today we have over 400,000 volunteer referrals to be proud of. Just think how many lives have been touched by the volunteer programming of VMBC. Through all the accomplishments and challenges, VMBC recognizes the power of saying thank you. It never gets forgotten. And every opportunity is sought to express gratitude. From the annual celebration of volunteers at the Oscars event, to during Volunteer Week, and after each and every engagement. A thank you from VMBC is never missed. Most recently, we received thank you cards that were handmade by volunteers, and it's sitting proudly on the mantle and will stay there for many years. It's a beautiful thought. Reflecting upon my time with VMBC, 3 words mind: grateful, proud, and humbled. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have served with an organization who serves and lives its purpose to the core. Couldn't be more proud to be in the same company as the volunteers and staff of VMBC, and humbled at all that can be accomplished by human determination and will. And thank you to our funders, supporters, partners, staff, members, most importantly, our volunteers for your part in making all of this positive impact possible. Let's be sure to keep it going. To Corinne, Marina, Maduri, Sean, Jim, and my fellow board members, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you. I'm going to miss this terribly. It's been an honor to learn from you and share in our collective purpose to make our community a better place. And because of you and VMBC, our community is a better place today. So I leave with thanks, gratitude, pride, and I look forward to seeing how VMBC navigates the future ahead. The future is bright. The leadership, the staff, the volunteers will see to it that any challenge does not go unmet. Wishing everyone the best of luck, and thank you once again for a life-changing experience and all you do for our community. Over to you, Jim.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's a tough act to follow. I think Corinne, you have a couple of words, right?
I do. I do. Thank you so much, Serena. And
wow.
You're making me cry. Thank you so much. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to Serena for her exceptional dedication and unwavering commitment during her 6 years as on the service of our board of Volunteer MBC. She was the vice president and chair of the governance nominating and HR committee, and Serena played a pivotal role in shaping the strategic direction and governance framework of our organization. Her outstanding leadership, her expertise, her wisdom, and her tireless dedication have been instrumental in guiding us through periods of growth, challenging times like during the pandemic, and transformation. Serena's passion for our mission, her advocacy for volunteerism, and her willingness to go above and beyond to ensure the success of our initiatives have left an indelible mark on Volunteer MBC. On behalf of the board, the staff, volunteers, I extend my deepest gratitude to Serena for her outstanding contributions, and I wish her all the very best in her future endeavors. Her legacy of service will continue to inspire so many for years to come. And we're really, really going to miss you. And I can't believe, 6 years has come and gone. And on a personal note, I just wanted to say, Serena, you have made me a better leader. You've inspired me. I've been able to come to you with challenges, and you've always been there. So thank you. I want to extend my deepest, sincerest appreciation to Lee Velardo as well. He's leaving our board. His invaluable contributions and dedicated service over the past 5 years as our board director of Volunteer MBC. Lee's expertise, his voice of reason when we were talking about investments, and insight as a member of the Finance Committee have been indispensable in ensuring our financial sustainability, but also stability. His extensive experience in banking and investment has provided invaluable guidance, enabling us to make those sound financial decisions and to lead us effectively in managing our limited resources. Lee, your unwavering support for our fundraising efforts, including the golf tournament, the Voskers, we could always count on you. And that's not an easy role to fill, but you've always been there, and you've been able to play that role for us. So on behalf of the entire board, our staff and volunteers, thank you. Your contributions have really been instrumental in advancing our mission, and you will be missed as well. 5 years is a long-term commitment, and we thank you. And again, wish you all the best, and hoping you continue to stay in touch. I also wanted to thank and extend a heartfelt gratitude to Rahana Sue Sarju. Rahana, for her exemplary service and dedication during her 2-year term she's just ending at Volunteer MBC. Rahana brought to our organization a wealth of experience, knowledge, and expertise in equity, diversity, and inclusion, which she skillfully applied as the chair of the Social Inclusion Committee. And through her leadership, Rahana facilitated numerous crucial conversations surrounding equity and inclusion, fostering a more diverse and inclusive environment within our organization. Additionally, her initiative in signing us up for the Canada 50/30 Challenge reflects her commitment to advancing equity and representation in leadership roles. Beyond her work with the Social Inclusion Committee, Rahana's profound understanding and forward-thinking approach in performance and accountability, as well as the strategic planning measurement and her passion to build a healthy, connected Peel have been invaluable in propelling Volunteer MBC forward. Her tireless efforts, her strategic insights, and dedication to our mission have left a significant mark on our organization, and we're immensely grateful for her contributions. On behalf of all of us, again, our deepest gratitude, Rahana, and we wish you the very best in your social profit consulting career. And finally, I want to thank Mohit Gill as he completes his 2-year term as a board director at Volunteer MBC. Mohit's journey with us began as a graduate of our Boardwalk program, which seeks to empower underrepresented individuals by providing governance training and opportunities to serve on boards across Peel, and to have the boards reflect more of the communities that we serve. Since joining our board, Mohit has been a valuable asset, bringing with him lots of skills, expertise, and experience in credit policy, processes, and financial management from his background in banking. But his insights, contributions have been invaluable to both our finance committee and on the governance nominating and HR committee, where his guidance really helped us to shape our finance decisions and our governance practices. On behalf of Volunteer MBC, again, our deepest appreciation for Mohit's service, his leadership, and unwavering support. We're immensely grateful for his contributions and wish him continued success in his career. Do you know, at Volunteer MBC, we have a saying, we're like Hotel California. Once you join our family, you never really leave. And my hope is that you can continue to stay connected with us. We're going to miss you all dearly. And again, so grateful for all your contributions. But just remember, you will always be part of our Volunteer MBC family. Back over to you, Jim.
Thank you, Corinne. Yes, the sadness in seeing those four go was quickly replaced, not quickly replaced, but replaced by gratitude, right? For all getting to know them better and all the amazing work and support that they've done. And yes, we hope to stay in touch with each of you as we watch your careers and your life experience continue. Thank you. Speaking of gratitude, I'd also like to acknowledge and thank our board members that are continuing with their board terms. Myrna Adams, Susan Benjamin, Vishal Srivastava, Fennel Sangvi, Gerard Michaud, and Musa Bello. Looking forward to a lot more synergy and symbiosis with the six of you. Thanks for staying on with us. And now I think we've got some exciting updates and announcements from you, Corinne, to share.
That's correct. Thank you, Jim. So, can one person make a difference? Well, the poet Rumi wrote, "You are not a drop in the ocean." As we look ahead and embark on developing a new strategic recovery plan, we are filled with optimism and determination. While the road ahead may be fraught with some challenges, we know there's going to be challenges. We do remain steadfast in our belief that together we can reimagine, turn challenges into opportunities, and build a stronger, more resilient volunteer ecosystem that does meet the evolving needs of our community. We're counting on our members to make sure you post lots of volunteer opportunities, to engage with us, to help us help you, and that we in turn will bring lots of interested volunteers your way. Our upcoming virtual volunteer expo, our next one is actually just around the corner on May 4th. And this is really a great way to boost your volunteer recruitment. It's interactive and there's a great learning opportunity as well. We have different webinars scheduled within the VX Fair as well. And we've scheduled this one during National Youth Week and are going to promote many youth-friendly positions, but it's open to all. And especially if you are looking to engage youth even over the summer in some of your volunteer roles, please think about that, but but also many other opportunities that you have. This really is a fantastic platform. Your booths, I think we already have 16 booths with members, but there's room for more. So please register a booth if you can, and you'll be there to help facilitate the questions that potential volunteers to your organizations may have. I also wanted to talk a little bit more about the Hive. As you know, we recently launched the Inspiration Hive, and it is a place for not-for-profit personnel to connect, to share, to solve challenges together, to collaborate, and find many useful resources. Our first community is about volunteer engagement, naturally. Our intent is to take connecting among colleagues in the local nonprofit sector to the next level. The Viva Engage platform, which is where the Hive is built on, can have multiple communities. So, we already established the one for leaders of volunteers. We're hoping down the road that we also will have one for leaders of organizations, and that we will also have one where board members can interact and communicate and share their challenges and help find solutions to some of the issues that are out there. I wanted to, and I think one of them, at least one of them, but a couple more, I think, I wanted to really thank the pilot users that helped us. They're a fantastic group of leaders of volunteers. They've been engaged with us in 23, and the Hive was built with lots of their input because we wanted to build it so that it would really match the needs of local PO-based leaders of volunteers. Thank you, huge thank you to you. You volunteered with us to make the pilot a success, and we really look forward to having lots of engagement in the Hive going forward. So thank you. We're going back to where it started. So what is lurking in the deep? On Wednesday, September 18th, it's our 9th Oscars. And this year, it'll be back as a gala on Wednesday, September 18th. Announcements about the nomination process are coming in May, and we're excited to invite you all back. We can't do any of this without each and every one of you. You matter, and we're all profoundly connected. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. So we just wanted to say thanks. Thank you to our member organizations and partners. Volunteer MBC is a collective, and it's through the power of collaboration, those shared values, the common purpose, and being there for each other, that our local not-for-profit sector is resilient in confronting today's challenges. I know we have several member organizations representatives on the call today. And, if anyone wishes to say anything, you can raise your hands. We always love to hear from you. I just wanted to give that opportunity. But more importantly, just really wanted to express our deep gratitude for everything that you do. Jim, I'm going to hand it back over to you to thank our funders.
Thank you, Corinne. What would we do without our funders? Absolutely. Thank you for your support, your unwavering support and commitment over the past year and many years since our inception. In fact, we have many funders that have stood beside us and continue to help us improve the communities we serve. We couldn't do it without you. As Corinne said, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are our ocean. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and you're the ones that are making the ripples in the ocean, right?
Huge ripples, huge ripples. Yeah.
And to all those who donated or sponsored programs and events, thank you. It was everything to us. And although some contributions were anonymous, no contribution ever goes unnoticed. And it was material or moral support. People who believe in Volunteer MBC, we are humbled and we're very, very grateful. Jim, did you want to thank the staff?
Of course I do. Our incredible staff, past and present. Thank you all so much for your time, commitment, and sacrifice, including our alumni, our Bright Co-op students, and a few who are away today that we're continuing to think about. We know you had your plates very, very full, overflowing at times, but you always did it with a smile and with the most incredible commitment and focus of effort. You as well made many, many ripples in the ocean. Can't say thank you enough.
And of course, special thanks to all our in-house volunteers and program participants who contributed over 7,000 hours of meaningful involvement. They're the secret to our success, because there's no way we could do that with a small staff base, the work that we do. And as we approach the end of this AMM, I'd like to invite everyone, if you can and wish, to turn on your cameras and wave or say hello at this point. And Jim, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Corinne.
Because you see that turtle in the left-hand corner, bottom corner? That's always when we are looking for a vote, in case you hadn't noticed that.
Okay. Well, we are going to have a vote, and I'm going to be asking for a motion to adjourn our meeting today. Time has gone very quickly. It's been great to spend time together, as always. So may I have a motion to adjourn our meeting, please?
Myrna?
Myrna, thank you. And a seconder?
I can second.
Thank you,
Susan.
And I'll call for a vote, please. All in favor? Any opposed? Abstentions?
We haven't seen the poll yet.
Okay,
There
we go. Okay, great. It looks like that has moved. Is that correct, Marina?
Yes, we're good. 10 responses. 11
Terrific.
and counting.
Okay, terrific. Just a reminder to our incoming board members and current board members to stay on this call for a few minutes following our AMM for the election of the executive and board committees. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. On behalf of Corrine, myself, the staff, our board team, thank you so much. Let's wave goodbye. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Goodbye.
beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Have
Thank
a great
you
weekend
for
too.
you
Thank
too.
you.
You too.
Thank you. Please stay on to our board members. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Jim
you
and
for the
Corrine,
great services.
Jim and Corrine, it's Serene.